Hey, it's JP, welcome to the channel. Now, I normally sit over here at this desk, around about here-ish. And when I do, then I hide something behind me. I hide a load of guitars and guitar bags, and they're right here. So I have a couple of guitars out on display. So I've got my oldest guitar, like Red, I've got Lucky Lime, I've got a couple of other guitars here, but I've got some that are here and they're in the bag. I've even got one just here, sitting here. So what I'm saying is I'm running out of space. And that's okay, because when you start getting guitars, you want to put them on the wall and that looks all lovely, but I want to have all the guitars available, ready for either live streaming or recording. So I've got a solution, and that's where this comes in. This was sent to me by Gravity Stands. It's Gravity Stands Vari-G 9. It's their 9-instrument guitar rack, and I'm going to unbox it, show you what it's like, and then afterwards we're going to actually take all of this down and I'm going to replace all of that with this and put all the guitars on this rack. Just before we get going, Gravity Stands sent me this for review. They're not paying for this review, they're not seeing the video afterwards, and the thoughts are my own. So if you're a band or a solo artist and you need to carry a couple of guitars, this is a great option instead of carrying separate guitar stands. Now, whilst I'm building this thing, let's talk about today's sponsor, which is DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distribution company. So if you're making music and you want to put it out there to all the big hitters like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Tidal, Pandora, Deezer, iHeartRadio, but also social media, you can get your music out to over 160 digital stores and streaming sites around the world. Most music distributors charge you every time you release some music, but DistroKid don't do this. They charge you a subscription, which starts at $22.99 a year. We have a link that's on the screen. It's also in the description box below, which will give you 7% off your first annual membership, no matter which tier you choose, as there are a couple of different tiers. Thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this video. Now let's have a look at this guitar stand. So here it is. This is the biggest one, all built. Now, before I put it on there, I want to show you something. You only actually have to build it once because it has these latches. And then as soon as you undo these latches, I'm doing this in a really awkward way. You do this easier on a stage. Fold this up, push all these down, and then that can just go in the car. Now that is a 9 guitar one. It's pretty big, but if you have the 3, the 5, or the 7, then this is an absolute must for gigging musicians. And the great thing is when you get to the gig, we can just obviously pull these out and then push this out into the right place, and it actually locks in place just like that. And then we'll do that on the other side. There we go. So now it's locked. That's fine. We've got padding on the sides here. So you've got padding either side, and these two are padded as well. And that's exactly where your guitar will go. So for an example, I've got one of the guitars here, and then we can just bring this up, lay this on the side, and there you go. Good to go. So I've got my Flammer electric, and white's also white, but it's white. And we can add this onto this one. Let's just put it on here like that. Done. Straight away. Holds both really, really easily. Now the other part of this is highly customizable. So if I take one of these off, which is really tough, by the way, is you can actually fit this on the side. So if I fit this onto this one, why on earth would you do that? Well, maybe you want to hang a guitar strap off there, or maybe your headphones. If you're a session musician, you could use that for there if you're not using all 9. So as I'm taking things off the shelves and put this on, I've now come across a problem. It's a problem nothing to do with the stand itself. It's me and my studio. The problem is depth, and the depth of these IKEA units is shorter than the stand. And the other thing as well is the stand is actually sort of dipping behind, which also means the guitar isn't resting on the rest here, it's actually resting against the wall. So what that means is I can take the opportunity to do what I wanted to do for ages and remove or move these IKEA units, give myself more performance space, and then have the stand on the floor properly the way it should be. Let's do that. So here we go, we've got them all on here. And so much so that I've actually got space. This is a guitar that's in the bag right now, and then we've got another handle here. The great thing is it can hold really wide acoustics, thin body acoustics, electric guitars, even headless guitars. There's no problem with that whatsoever. The Lava guitar has its own stand, as you can see, so that gets charged by USB-C. So I'm going to run a cable around the back and keep that off this stand for now. It means if I stand here and I'm just playing or performing, I can just grab a guitar and plug it in. And then I've also got guitars completely ready for live streaming, or I know which ones I need for a gig. The great thing about this is the biggest one, which is the 9. There is also, as you can see on the instructions here, a 3, a 5, and 7, and the 9. So if you're a solo artist and you carry more than 2 guitars, or you carry 2 guitars or more, even carrying 2 separate guitar stands, that's a pain. So the 3 would be cool because you could put 2 guitars on it and then maybe something else. If you're a band, maybe there's 2 guitarists and you've got a guitar each, you've got your backups and maybe an acoustic, the 5 or even the 7 would be really cool, certainly for touring. And of course the 9 is obviously for an entire band for touring, or for in the studio where you've got multiple guitars. I've left links in the description box where you can go and get one of these Vari-G gravity stands. And thank you very much to Gravity Stands for sending this out to me. That's not the only thing we've reviewed with Gravity Stands there. We reviewed this. This is the Traveler series microphone stand. It's super light and I use this on the regular. I use this weekly. It's a really, really good stand. That's the video that's just come up on screen. Go and watch it, go and check it out, and we'll see you on the next one.